Tonight, the 11 Alive investigators expose former lawmakers in Georgia and across the country using campaign contributions for personal use, luxury hotels, vacations, and even paying their cell phone bills. They're spending it not while running for office, but years after leaving politics. 11 Alive investigator Andy Parati teamed up with the Tampa Bay Times and Tegna-owned stations across the country, uncovering how old campaigns can stay alive and lucrative.
Everything about the Williamsburg Inn in Virginia oozes luxury. The restaurant, called the Rockefeller Room, its complimentary champagne at check-in, and its fancy spa. The five-star hotel will run you nearly $2,000 for 5 nights. A splurge for most, but if you're former U.S. Senator Saxby Chambliss, it was simply another expense to write off from his campaign war chest in 2016.
Thank you. God bless you, and may God bless our great country.
Oh, the former Georgia lawmaker isn't running for office again. He retired from the Senate in 2015. But we uncovered he used donations from a campaign account many thought was closed, but still very much alive.
Senator, hey, Noah Pransky.
After repeated interview requests were denied, one of our investigative colleagues caught up with him a few months ago in Athens.
You retired from Senate 3 years ago. Why do you still have a campaign account open?
Because there's money.
He clearly didn't want to talk about his trip to Virginia.
5 nights in a Virginia hotel. That's the campaign.
Oh, yes, it was.
It was after you retired.
At last check, Chambliss still had $252,000 in his campaign account, using it as a personal slush fund to pay for $730 in food at this D.C. restaurant in 2016, $151 at a jewelry store, and $250 at a florist, all after leaving office.
There's just no legitimate explanation for that, and it's just outrageous.
Noah Brookbinder is executive director of CREW, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, a nonprofit watchdog group.
When people give money to a campaign, they are supporting a candidate. They want to help that candidate get elected, but they're not giving the money to that person to do as they see fit for the rest of their lives.
The Federal Election Commission says candidates are never supposed to personally gain from their campaign contributions. When they leave office, they're supposed to donate it to charity or to another established campaign. The problem is they're not required to retire their campaigns, allowing their lucrative accounts to stay open indefinitely. In all, our team, in partnership with the Tampa Bay Times, identified 100 former lawmakers and presidential candidates still spending campaign cash long after giving up the game.
If the Federal Election Commission is not going to act on this, then maybe the only way to get to action is to shame people, and shining a light on what's happening can do that.
But you see how that raises eyebrows.
I don't.
Lawmakers living off campaign donations long after their political careers have died, but little consequence from a federal agency required to stop it. For the 11 Alive investigators, I'm Andy Parati.